Yes, people. Folks, you know I am a big fan of Mr. Elon Musk, fellow South African madman, and also he annoys all the right people. It's very amusing. However, by merely existing and buying the twatter, he has broken oh so many people, and it's hilarious. So I want to read this. I have a deeply unhealthy parasocial relationship with Elon Musk that I should probably end. Well, the first step is admitting the problem, so well done, I suppose. I have a problem. Actually, I have a lot of problems. Yeah, I'm starting to get that vibe. But the one that I am going to discuss in this blog post is my incredibly dysfunctional, toxic, and self-defeating parasocial relationship with Elon Musk. You know, there's a reason why I'm an elitist and think some people should be seen and not heard. And others frankly deserve neither. I'm not sure when or why I started caring way too much about Musk when he was merely the world's richest man and the owner of the biggest electric car company in the world. He was barely on my radar. I don't care about cars, electric or otherwise, and the world of business is one that I will never understand. What exactly is your skill set then, I wonder? Not that it matters, I can't imagine what kind of company would want to be anywhere near you. Your attitude doesn't exactly scream competence over here. The catalyst for Musk going from being someone I could care less about to someone I hate with a white-hot burning passion might have been Musk's enthusiastic evangelizing on behalf of the Babylon Bee, which is like The Onion if The Onion was alt-right, transphobic, deeply unfunny, and had only one joke. Okay, clearly writing is not your forte, dude. Previous paragraph, I don't know why I started caring too much. Literally, the next paragraph, he tells you why. Not so cleverly trying to disguise it as a hypothesis with the word might. I've noticed this is a feature with so many lefties. They contradict themselves between paragraphs, constantly. Like they've all got short-term memory loss, must be all the weed they smoke. Musk at one point was a fan of The Onion, but he committed the unforgivable crime of treating the richest, most insecure man in the world with something less than fawning reverence. So he doubled down on his support of you could at least read what the hell you write, you twat. Of the Babylon Bee, which would never court his disfavor by making fun of him. This signaled a hard right shift from pretending to be a centrist Democrat to impress electric car owners and actresses, models and singers he hoped to sleep with, to being a MAGA diehard eager to use his tremendous power and influence to fight the imaginary menaces of woke extremism and cultural Marxism. Yeah, says the wanker who just used the words alt-right and transphobic. I will bet my life the word Nazi is featured in this post at some point. Safest bet in the world, by the way. My hatred of Musk grew considerably when he bought what I will always call Twitter. Again, see, he tells you why he hates Musk. This isn't a blog post, by the way. This is a Winebox-fueled therapy session. I used to have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. I thought it was a great cultural plague and a colossal waste of time and energy for myself and society as a whole. And yet you're whining about it right now. Seek a therapist, dude. You have social media addiction. That shifted into a hate-hate relationship when Musk took over, and yet you still use the platform. Obsessively. Organizations almost invariably take after their leader. Twitter is no different. When Musk took over and reinstated a whole bunch of far-right and Nazi accounts, there it is, it made a hard right turn that mirrors Musk's own. Yeah, the woke threat, the cultural Marxism is totally not real, as the White House and official buildings and classrooms are desecrated with the rainbow flag. But the Nazis, oh yeah, that's totally a real threat. Oh, good lord. It was like my favorite bar having a new owner who jacked up the prices, watered down the drinks, and instituted a white power night every Friday where folks in brown shirts and clan robes drink for free. Man, Hugo Boss and beer. Sorry, I was losing myself in that fantasy. Where was I? Taking away badges of distinction and replacing them with badges of sycophancy marked a crucial change in the dumbing down and trumping up of Twitter. I lost a badge that I earned through decades of being a professional writer of note, but could acquire a new worthless badge by giving the richest man in the world money on an ongoing basis for having destroyed my social media site of choice. Oh, did Musk give baby a boo-boo because you no longer have a check mark? What a f***it this man is. Elon Musk made it impossible to ignore in much the same way that Donald Trump and Kanye West has made it impossible to ignore them by being crazed narcissists who angrily insist on being at the epicenter of everything. You know, you could just get off Twitter, but you won't, because like I said in a previous video, these people are literally addicted to drama. They would be even more miserable and insane without something to complain about. They literally live to do nothing other than bitch. I block and then unblock Musk constantly, because if you don't, then the Twitter algorithm assumes that even if you do not follow Musk and regularly disparage him in your tweets and blog posts, you nevertheless desperately crave access to his words and ideas, which you do. You see what I tell you? In For You, Musk is always first in my feed. Musk doesn't seem to care whether he's loved or hated, as long as he gets way more attention than he would if he were merely the richest man in the world. And people like you are unable to tell him otherwise, and he's playing you, and he's winning. Back when I lived in the group home, if someone was engaging in what the staff called negative limiting testing behavior, we were instructed to ignore them. The idea was that attention of any kind was what they craved, so by not giving them what they desperately wanted, they'd get frustrated and give up. Yeah, that's not really how this works though, because it's not aimed at you specifically. You can voluntarily leave at any time. But again, addict, he's not going to do any of that. See, this is what happens when you're single. You replace the desire for another half with insane things, like a social media addiction problem. That's Musk. He's a giant man baby who has been engaging in negative limit testing behavior for a period of years. He's an overgrown child who gets off on people hating him as well as loving him. I think after this blog post, you're not allowed to question anyone else's behavior. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone, and you, my dude, you have enough stones accumulated to build the Great Wall of China. My anger towards Musk affects him in no way whatsoever, and yet you claim he gets off on people hating him. But how are you any different than anyone else who hates him on the Twitter? Case in point, he does not know that I exist. There you go. I can't conceive of a world where he has seen even a single negative tweet that I've written about him, but I still feel the need to rail against him on his own side all the same. Yeah, because you're lonely and insane. I do this because Twitter gives us the irresistible, seductive illusion of access and power. Now, if only you could apply that same thought process to democracy, which operates on the exact same psychology. It allows us to think that by quote-tweeting someone with power, they might notice us and either be moved by our eloquent, albeit exceedingly brief commentary on the world, or feel deeply wounded by our cutting criticisms. This person hates their own life. No, seriously, they do. This is a deeply troubled individual that has a burning desire to be noticed by something they perceive as better than them because they desperately crave power. The truth of the matter is the average Twitter user and even the above average Twitter follower has no real access and no real power. If people who think that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are godlike figures being crucified by the radical Marxist media because it threatens their evil power were open to reason and persuasive, you mean persuasion, oh my God, can you read what you fucking write? Rigorous arguments, then they wouldn't see Elon Musk and Donald Trump as godlike figures being crucified by the radical Marxist media because it threatens their evil power. Pal, if people could have reason, they wouldn't have your political persuasion. Hell, even according to you, your own behavior is not all that reasonable. If people had brains, they wouldn't need to be persuaded. They would just use the reason. You don't have brains or reason despite the fact you can diagnose the problem, which would lead me to a simple conclusion. You are weak-willed. Twitter is now full of Musk lovers who have gulped down the Kool-Aid and asked for more. Yes, I do like the chaos. It's fun. Go on, Musk. One of the many depressing elements of being on Twitter these days is seeing some schmuck reply to an unhinged Musk tweet with, "You're a genius, boss. The communists who run all our greediest corporations hate America, and that's why they're trying to bring you down by illegally and unethically not giving you money to insult them." And clicking on their profiles and seeing that in addition to a whole bunch of right-wing hashtags, they have 45,000 followers, aka they have influence and I don't, and I'm sad. That's it. That is all this blog post is about. This is a man whining, pissing his eyes, as V would say, because he's no longer in the cool kids club. His group has lost power, and now he feels like a loser. Twitter belongs to those people now. It belongs to Nick Adams, Alpha Male, and Cat Turtle. It's their world. It used to be my playground. It's not anymore. I get nothing out of my hatred of Elon Musk. It just wastes my time and energy. I'm allowing him to negatively affect my mood and mental health on a daily basis when I could conceivably just ignore him. I should end my one-sided, pointless parasocial relationship with Elon Musk, but that is easier said than done. Cry more. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.